Hey everybody, we are building with blocks, and today's episode is all about using the Grab tool in Blocks by Google, a free 3D modeling program. So the Grab tool on our panel is the fourth tool, the first on the second row. It looks like a little hand. In general, it does exactly what you would expect. It grabs things. When you pull the trigger, whatever you're touching sticks to your controller as long as you hold that trigger down. The moment I let go, that's where it places it. So it's simply to move pieces around at its most basic, the grab tool. If you want to grab more than one thing at a time, I'm going to hold the trigger down, not touching anything. And you can see it adds a little sort of trail to it. Now, if I start moving my controller through different pieces, you can see how I've now grabbed several different pieces at once. So the grab tool, I can grab a single part, or I can grab many parts by dragging through them, and now you can see I've managed to collect the entire castle. So now I can do a regular grab and move the whole thing at once. So the grab tool for manipulating the shapes that you create. Simple trigger action. The other trigger does not affect how you move it, so that won't slow you down. If you have the grid tool going, it will try to snap your item to the grid based on how it started when you started doing this. So the grid will affect the grip tool. Now this grab tool can be used to grab individual pieces. This grab tool also has several thumb control modifiers. If I've got a piece grabbed and I move my thumb control up and down, just like with the shape tool, moving this tool up, thumb control up, makes the piece you've got bigger. Pulling the thumb control down makes the piece you've got smaller. So very similar to other programs, very similar to the shapes themselves, we can nudge what we grab to be bigger and smaller depending on how we want it to fit with the other pieces. Up and down while you've got it grabbed. Left and right have a special purpose as well. If I move my controller to the left, the thumb trigger, to the right, that's the direction I'm gesturing, and I move my thumb trigger that way, it acts as a mirror image, a flip. You can see in this case it's flipping it up and down so that I can make the arch that fits one way and then flip it to make the arch that goes the other way. So moving it to the right is a flip, a mirror flip. Moving it to the left, moving it the other direction, is a duplicator. If I have something grabbed, you'll notice it grays out. But before I grab something, with an empty grip, if I move to the left, you can see it turns the grip into a green wireframe. While it's a green wireframe, moving it to the left again turns it off. But while it's a green wireframe, whatever you grab is duplicated. Green wireframe, duplicate. Green wireframe, duplicate. So you can make copies. Now grab this one and mirror so that we can make pairs. Grab this one and mirror so we can make pairs. Grab all four so you can see what I'm talking about. Grip or grab tool so we can get pieces. Once we've got a piece, we can make them bigger, smaller. We can mirror image and we can duplicate. The grab tool is also how we get rid of pieces. So if I don't need these anymore, it's a simple grab and toss, twist, flick your wrist and let go, and that will actually get rid of the piece. Throw it over your shoulder. Throwing the piece erases it, destroys it. So I could grab an entire chunk of my castle, the entire outer walls, and throw them away. Undo. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oops, undo again because I've lost one of my arches. There we go. Put the archway back. Repairs to the castle. So this is how we use the grip tool. Maneuvering pieces, duplicating pieces, throwing pieces away. Grip. If you want more than one piece, we start in the empty area and drag through all the pieces we want to grip. Now, in something like a castle, having to grab all the pieces every single time can be a real drag. With a grab tool, one of the last things we're going to look at, the thumb button. Depending on your controller, if you have an A and B button, the top button, the B button. If you have a controller with a top and bottom button, it'll be the top button. But that, in this case, you see it looks like a little red folder. The little top button up here. If I grab undo, several pieces at once. So I've got all that central tower, and then I hit the red button. That turns this whole set into one group. I can now grab any part of it, and the whole thing comes together. So that group feature, I can get many pieces at once. Make sure I got everything here. Group them together. And now I can deal with it as if it was just one big object. If I want to break it back into separate pieces, while I've got it gripped, hit that same top red button. Ungroups. Now it's all back to individual pieces. Every single piece is now an individual piece. If I wanted to regroup it, select it all again and regroup again. Now it doesn't mind having several different pieces. So I'm going to grab, let's ungroup this first. Put you guys back. Okay. So now I'm going to grab these two pieces for the tower. Group. These two other tower is a different group. These two pieces back here, different group. These two pieces over here, group. So now each tower is its own piece, and the walls between them, separate piece. If I were to now group these towers together, I don't need to touch all the pieces, just any part of the group. If I were to further group them, they would lose individuality. They would become all one big piece. So all these pieces group. The two individual towers are no longer individual towers. If I ungroup, it goes back to all 5 separate pieces. I would have to regroup that tower, regroup that tower. So a shape can only be part of one group at a time. So this wall, whatever it's attached to, can be in the group, but it can't be part of this group and part of that group. No dice, sorry. The groups are a group. Each shape is part of one group. And that's how it's going to work. The moment you ungroup it, it's back to individual pieces. So the grab tool, moving pieces, resizing, duplicating, and mirror imaging. This is also the tool that lets you throw pieces away and the tool that lets you group several pieces together so they can operate as one piece. So this one grab tool has a lot going for it, depending on your thumb controls and what you've been grabbing. For more than one piece, we start in space and drag through. Otherwise, we just click on the piece we want and move that one piece or group. That's just a lot of fun. So that's our class for tonight. We're going to throw away all these pieces. I need to make my throws longer, that's all. There we go. The grab tool. Have a lot of fun with this one. It's a very useful tool for manipulating, for shaping, for getting things just right. That's all we're going to be working with today. Let us know in the comments if you have any other ideas of what you'd like us to talk about and show you. We're going to be covering all the tools in Blocks by Google, so that you can use these tools to make quick, easy 3D models and use them in other programs like Blender and Tilt Brush. Thanks for joining us. We're here every week, both on Twitch TV/Shameless Mayhem and on YouTube.com/Shameless Mayhem. Tell your friends, like if you did, and we'll see you next time. Have fun, everybody.